Hello, children. Good morning. We have studied famous poem, A Thing of Beauty, written by the romantic poet John Keats. I'm quite sure you must have enjoyed this poem, A Thing of Beauty. You are familiar with the quotation, A thing of beauty is a joy forever. And this quotation is the first line of this poem, A Thing of Beauty. Now we are going to take up the questions on this poem, A Thing of Beauty. So let's go ahead with question answer session. At first, we are going to deal with the questions based on extract. In the examination, an extract will be given and the questions will be posed on that extract. Sometimes the questions go beyond that extract and they may ask the questions on the title of the poem and the poet. Now, at first, we'll take up few lines from the poem. So here is an extract from the poem A Thing of Beauty, and there are four questions. Each question carries 1 mark. So 4 marks are allotted for questions based on the extract of the poem. So let's go ahead with this question. Its loveliness increases. It will never pass into nothingness, but will keep a bower quiet for us and asleep, full of sweet dreams and health and quiet breathing, whose loveliness will keep on increasing. The loveliness of beautiful things will keep on increasing, or the loveliness of things of beauty will keep on increasing. Identify the phrase which says that it is immortal. The phrase that says it is immortal is never passes into nothingness. Never passes into nothingness. That means it will be all the time. It will never go into nothingness. It will never stop existing. It will always remain in the hinterland of your mind. What is a bower? Bower is a shady place, shelter. What is a bower? Shade. So it is quiet and shady place under the tree, a bower. Why do we need sweet dreams, health, and quiet breathing in our lives? We need all these things so that we can enjoy the things of beauty. To lead happy life, to lead happy and healthy life, we need sweet dreams. Means that means we must have sound sleep. We must have health to enjoy the beauties and quiet breathing, calmness, peace in our lives. Therefore, on every morrow, are we wreathing a flowery band to bind us to the earth, spite of despondence, of the inhuman dearth, of noble natures, of the gloomy days, of all the unhealthy and overdarkened ways made forward searching. This question quite often comes, name the poem and the poet. So you have to write the title of the poem and the poet. The name of the poem is A Thing of Beauty, that you can write in single inverted commas. And its poet is John Keats. What is the flowery band that binds us to the earth? The flowery band here means things of beauty. So they are in the strips, one after the other. It is only because of the things of beauty that we can continue to live on this earth. What does the poet mean by spite of despondence? It means a lot of disappointment and sadness on the earth, lot of dissection. What message is conveyed through these lines? The message conveyed through these lines is that it is only because of things of beauty that we are able to survive on this earth, or we are able to live on this earth. Otherwise, there is so much grief on this earth that it would have become impossible to lead life on this earth. Of all the unhealthy and overdarkened ways made for our searching, yes, in spite of all, some shape of beauty moves away the pall from our dark spirits. Again, the question, name the poem and the poet. And the name of the poet is a The name of the poem is A Thing of Beauty. And who is the poet? John Keats. What is meant by overdarkened ways? Overdarkened ways means the mysterious things that human beings fail to understand. Overdarkened ways, diabolic ways, the mysterious things that are very evil, overdarkened. What does some shape of beauty do? Some shape of beauty or beautiful things in different forms, they remove the shroud of sadness or the covering of sadness, pall of sadness from our spirit. They remove the covering of sadness from our spirit. What idea is conveyed by these lines? The poet means to say that only the things of beauty make our life possible on this earth. It's only because of things are beautiful we can lead happy life on this earth. This is very important stanza. And such too is the grandeur of the dunes. We are imagined for the mighty dead. All lovely tales that we have heard or read, an endless fountain of immortal drink pouring unto us from the heaven's brink. Name the poem and the poet. You are able to give answer for this. Simple one. A Thing of Beauty. And who is the poet? John Keats. What have we imagined for the mighty dead? All those were powerful and now they are dead. We imagine that mighty dead would get due reward of their deeds on the day of judgment. On the day of judgment, all these powerful who are dead, all these legends who are dead, they will get their reward for their deeds. Who are these mighty deeds? These mighty deeds are those persons who have sacrificed their lives for the sake of mankind. These are the ones who have sacrificed their lives for the sake of mankind. What lovely tales does the poet talk of? The poet talks of the tales of the bravery of the mighty deed. Textual questions. So let's discuss the questions which are there in the textbook at the end of the poem. Question number 1. List the things of beauty mentioned in the poem. Everything of nature is a thing of beauty and a source of pleasure. Some of the things which have been mentioned in the poem are the sun, the moon, old and young trees, daffodil flowers, small streams with clear water, mass of ferns, and the blooming musk roses. All of them are things of beauty. They are a constant source of joy and pleasure. Question number 2. List the things that cause suffering and pain. There are many things that causes suffering and pain. Malice and disappointment are the biggest source of our suffering. Another one is a lack of noble qualities. So people lack noble qualities. Our unhealthy and evil ways also give birth to so many troubles and sufferings. They dampen our spirits. They act as a pall of sadness on our lives. Question number 3. What is the line, therefore, are we wreathing a flowery band to bind us to earth? Suggest to you. Keats is a lover of beauty. He employs his senses to discover beauty. The link of man with nature is eternal. The things of beauty are like wreaths of beautiful flowers. We seem to weave a flowery band every day. It keeps us attached to the beauties of this earth. What makes human beings love life in spite of troubles and sufferings? There are many things that bring us troubles and sufferings. They dampen our spirits. However, some shape of beauty brings love and happiness in our lives, in spite of such unpleasant things. A thing of beauty removes the pall of sadness and sufferings. It makes us love life. Question number 5. Why is grandeur associated with the mighty deed? The mighty dead were very powerful and dominating persons during their own times. Their achievements made them mighty and great. Their noble works dazzle our eyes. We imagine that such mighty dead forefathers will attain grandeur on the doomsday. Hence, grandeur is associated with the mighty dead. Do we experience things of beauty only for short moments, or do they make a lasting impression on us? We feel happy by coming into contact with things of beauty. They make a lasting impression on us. Keats makes it clear at the outset. A thing of beauty is a joy forever. It is a constant source of joy and pleasure. Its beauty never declines or diminishes. Its loveliness goes on increasing every moment. Its value remains unfinished, undiminished. It never passes into nothingness. It removes the pall of sadness that covers our dark spirits. This is the last question in the textbook, question number 7. What image does the poet use to describe the beautiful bounty of the earth? And what does bounty mean? Gift. John Keats uses a very beautiful image to describe the beautiful bounty of the earth. It is an endless fountain of immortal drink. So it is gift from the God. It pours constantly into our hearts from heaven. Thus the beautiful bounty of the earth is called an endless fountain of immortal drink. And that is the image that is created. So beautiful imagery the poet has used here. Let's discuss some more questions. Now short answer type questions you have to write in 30 to 40 words. So how is the thing of beauty a joy forever? According to John Keats, a thing of beauty is a joy forever. It is a constant source of happiness and pleasure. Its loveliness increases every moment. It will never pass into nothingness. In other words, a thing of beauty is never devalued. Question number 2. How does a thing of beauty provide us shelter and comfort? John Keats is a great romantic poet or famous romantic poet. His poems are rich in sensuous imagery. Nature provides us things of rare beauty. It keeps a bower quiet for us. A bower is a pleasant place in the shade under a tree. A thing of beauty also provides us peace and security. We enjoy a sound sleep which is full of sweet dreams, health, and peaceful breathing. How do we bind ourselves to the earth every morning? All the romantic poets stress upon the relationship between man and nature. Keats believes that there is an unbreakable bond which binds man with nature and the earth. The beauties of the earth fascinated man. Every object of nature is a source of beauty and happiness. Every day we are weaving a wreath of flowers. This flowery band binds us to the beauties of this earth. What are the things that cause miseries, sorrows, and sufferings to man? Man himself is the root cause of all his sufferings. We suffer from malice and distress because we lack human qualities. That makes us inhuman. Our life becomes gloomy. We cultivate unhealthy and evil ways. All such things bring miseries, sorrows, and sufferings to man. Question number 5. What spreads the pall of despondence over our dark spirits? How is it removed? Man is the creator of his own nature and actions make his life miserable. He faces miseries and pain. A pall of despondence covers his dark spirits. A thing of beauty provides a ray of hope to man. Some shape of beauty works wonders amidst these sorrows and sufferings. It is a thing of beauty that removes the pall of despondence over our dark spirits. Name the beauties of nature that are constant source of joy and happiness to man. Nature is a storehouse of beauty. The beauties of nature are endless. The sun, the moon, old and young trees, beautiful daffodil flowers, and green surroundings are some of such beautiful things. Small streams with clear water, thick mass of ferns, thickets of forests, and musk roses are some other things of beauty. All such things of beauty are a constant source of joy and happiness to man. Question number 7. And this is a very, very important question. Why and how is grandeur associated with the mighty deed? So, grandeur here refers to the mighty deed or grand deed that have been done by the powerful or legends who are now dead. So, I hope you understood the question. Grand deeds or great deeds which have been done by the legends. Now, the doomsday is the judgment day, or is considered the day of judgment. So, there is a biblical reference where the dead will receive what is due to them. All these legends who are mighty, who are powerful, they'll receive whatever they have done for the sake of society. They'll receive their due on the day of the judgment. Our mighty dead forefathers earned name and fame with their noble deeds. So grandeur is referring to noble deeds. It is hoped that they will be rewarded with rare magnificence and grandeur. Question number 8. How is a thing of beauty lovelier than all the lovely tales we have heard and read? And these are the lovely tales of the mighty dead. All beautiful things of nature are a boon for humanity. The magnificence and beauty of objects of nature surpasses the grandeur of dooms that we imagine for our mighty dead forefathers. It is lovelier, all these beautiful things are lovelier than all the lovely tales that we have heard or read. Question number 9. What is the source of the endless fountain and what is its effect? A fountain of eternal joy and immortality pours into the heart and soul of man. It flows right from the heaven's brink and pours into the human heart. So heaven's edge and pours into the human heart. It is like an immortal nectar. The immortal drink that nature's endless fountain pours into our hearts is a source of immense joy for us. And last question, very important question. Question number 10. What is the message or the theme of the poem, A Thing of Beauty? What is the message or the theme of the poem? Theme is central idea of the poem. The very first line contains the message that John Keats, the great romantic poet, wants to convey. Keats was a worshipper of beauty. For him, beauty was truth and truth beauty. Hence, for him, a thing of beauty is a joy forever. Beauty never fades, nor is it ever devalued. It never passes into nothingness. When we are full of sorrows and sufferings, some form of beauty comes to our rescue. It removes the pall of sadness and sorrows and gives us joy and pleasure. Thus, beauty is a boon for human beings. Thank you. Goodbye.